Hi, 6th graders.
Hi!
I'm Mrs. McNamer.
And I'm Miss Barris.
And we're going to be your 7th grade English teachers next year.
And we are so excited to meet you guys.
Congratulations on making it this far into your academic career. Over the summer, we have some assignments for you to get started on.
That sounds super lame, but it's going to be super awesome because we want you to be reading. Summer is a time to build on what you've learned in 6th grade, and we don't want you to lose it before you come to us in the fall.
Some of the books that we've chosen for you to read are some really awesome books. And we've also chosen for you to have a graphic organizer that you can fill out so that when you come back to school and take your essay test during the first 2 days of school, you will be prepared with notes from the book that you read.
Because you can use the graphic organizer for the book that you read or books that you read on that test.
Let's take a look at some of the books you get to read.
All right, all 6th graders going into 7th grade, so new 7th graders, are going to be reading The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. This is what it looks like. There's other different covers, but the book is the same. So I'm going to read the blurb to get you really excited about it. This highly inventive mystery involves 16 people, including a dressmaker, a secretary, an inventor, a doctor, a judge, a bookie, a burglar, and a bomber, who are invited to the reading of a very strange will of the very rich Samuel W. Westing. They could become millionaires depending on how they play the game. All they have to do is find the answer, but the answer to what? So everyone will be reading this book. So this could be the book that you fill out for your graphic organizer to write your essay on.
Hi there, everyone. You will also get an option to read additional books that we're going to recommend over the summer. Honor students, you must read a second book. Everyone else, here's a good list of books, and we tried really hard not to make them boring. One of those books is a new genre of books that is called eco-thrillers, so something about the environment and some type of action adventure. The book we're asking you to read is Hoot by Hanson. Everybody loves Mother Paula's pancakes. Everybody, that is, except the colony of cute but endangered owls that live on the building site of the new restaurant. Can the awkward new kid and his feral friend prank the pancake people out of town, or is the owl's fate cemented in pancake batter? You will need to read more to find out what happens in this eco-thriller genre book. Check out more at your local library.
Another optional book is Maniac, Magee by Jerry Spinelli. This is also a Battle of the Books book, so if you are interested in competing there, this might be a book that you want to choose to read. He wasn't always known as Maniac Magee, but when his parents died and his life changed, so did his name. And Maniac Magee became a legend. Even today, kids talk about how fast he could run and how he hit an inside the park frog, Homer. But the thing Maniac Magee is best known for is what he did for the kids from the West End and for those from the East End.
Here is another book. This is a realistic fiction book that you have an option to select. One of the cool things about this book is it was only just published in 2017, so this is a newer book. Saturdays with Hitchcock by Alan Whitlinger is a story about Maisie, who isn't ready for anyone to like her. Not when she's only 12, and certainly not Gary Hackett, even if his legs look cute when he's wearing shorts. Maisie has too much to deal with right now anyway, including a mom who's been laid off from her job, a grandparent who may have dementia, and a bombshell revelation from her best friend, Cyrus. But Uncle Walt, a Hollywood actor, is staying with the family for a while, and her favorite uncle has a way of making Maisie feel better. And heading to the local independent movie theater on Saturdays keeps Maisie grounded as she works toward her dream of becoming a director. If only her life could follow a neat script like it does in the movies. This is a great book for you, especially if you're in middle school and especially if you love movie trivia.
If you're more into real-life adventure, Shipwreck at the Bottom of the World by Jennifer Armstrong is for you. In August 1914, Ernest Shackleton and 27 men sailed from England in an attempt to become the first team of explorers to cross Antarctica. 5 months later, and still 100 miles from land, their ship, the Endurance, became trapped in ice. When Endurance broke apart and sank, the expedition survived another 5 months camping on ice flues, followed by a perilous journey through stormy seas to remote and unvisited Elephant Island. In a dramatic climax to this amazing survival story, Shackleton and 5 others navigated 800 miles of treacherous, open ocean in a 20-foot boat To Fetch a Rescue Ship. So this is a nonfiction book that has a very similar structure to a nonfiction book that we will read this year, or next year rather, called Bomb. So if you like real world adventure, this is the book for you.
Maybe you're someone who likes real world adventure but wants to mix it up with a fictional story. If you're that type of person, Fever 1793 is a great book for you. This story by Lori Halsey Anderson goes over some of the death and despair as disease hit a major city. In August 1793, 14-year-old Maddie Cook is ambitious, adventurous, and sick to death of listening to her mother. Maddie has plans of her own. Does that sound like you? She wants to turn the Cook Coffee House into the finest business in Philadelphia, capital of the new United States. But the waterfront is abuzz with reports of disease. Fever spreads from the docks and creeps toward Maddie's home, threatening everything she holds dear. As the cemeteries fill with fever victims, fear turns to panic and thousands flee the city. Then, tragedy strikes the coffee house, and Maddie is trapped in a living nightmare. Suddenly, her struggle to build a better life must give way to something even more important: the fight to stay alive. Now that you've checked out all of your options, please take a look at that sheet of paper and maybe star or circle some of the books that sounded interesting to you.
Remember, everyone is going to be reading the Westing Game, and if you're in an honors class, you must choose one of those optional other books. If you are not in honors but would like the extra challenge and want to read a good page turner, you are welcome to read any of those optional books you want.
And especially if you're a student who really wants to get a higher SRI score, read as many books as you can. I promise, none of the ones we chose are boring.